always heavily influenced by my dad's twisted viewpoint on living in the now, and he either didn't want to ever think ahead or he just lacked that ability as a human being. His brain would not let him think ahead. And to give you the best perspective of essentially what that meant to him is, think of yourself as what would be like a seasonal contractor almost, where when you go to work, you're going to make good money, but maybe you don't know when you're going to go to work. So when you go to work, you might make, tens of thousands of dollars, which is awesome, but there might be like 6 month plus gaps in between you working. Now, a smart human being would go, oh, I just made $30,000. It's a good little chunk of money. However, don't know when I'm going to get the next chunk of money, so we should probably save this. Well, not the old man. That dude would get a stack of 30 grand and it would be gone so fast, make your head spin. It was just gone. Gone in a week. Nothing, just on nothing. You have nothing to show for it. It's just gone. And then he'd fall into these wonderfully deep, dark depressions. Where'd all the money go? Man needed him some Jim Rohn or something. But anyway, so he couldn't figure it out. So that sucked. And he would always perceive everything as it had to happen now. Success couldn't possibly take longer than the next couple months, the way that his mind would work. He was incredibly driven at times, and he could throw himself into something for a short period of time. So he'd have this very short period of just incredible work ethic where he's firing on all cylinders, and everybody he talks to is just caught up in what he's doing. They're like, good Lord, this man's gonna cure cancer. This is incredible. We gotta help him. Oh man. And then that wouldn't work out. That would suck. But I grew up with this for years and years and years and years and years. And it starts to just change your psychology. When, I guess your mentor is saying one thing, right? So, growing up, or I guess not growing up, once I kind of moved out, I still carried some of that with me, even until recently. So for me, when I'm writing, it's like, why is this taking so long? Not even just to write the book, but that too. But the idea of having something and then sending it in to an agency and it taking years and years and years and years blew my mind. Now, this was also coupled with the fact that my dad was always in a terrible situation, so he literally couldn't wait. And then the same thing with me. I worked a couple really crap jobs. Who didn't? But I was just doing some crap jobs. So the thought of me being in that position for several years, I was like, I'm gonna blow my fucking head off. Holy shit. Just no desire to grind. Now, I don't think personally it's healthy to grind. It's not good. It's something that you can do, you probably will do, you might even need to do at times. But the idea of I'm gonna grind for, whatever, you should get yourself out of that awful position as fast as possible. But that idea was alien to me. And my buddy, he was always grinding. He was in it. He was in not always a terrible job, but just not in the place he wanted to be. He knew he was better. We both did, right? And that's not like an ego thing. Not like, oh, I'm better than you. It's that I know I can do more. I don't know how much more, but I can do more. I just feel it. And it's not like, oh, I was put on this earth to do great things or anything like that. But one of the positive things my father always instilled in me was the dream, is that it doesn't just have to be this normal, some people call it a trap. You can't go that way, brother. You got a trailer. You made a mistake. Tim Hortons in the morning. I'm out of coffee, so we're just doing this. Hopefully this is recording. Wow, that's going to be ugly for you, brother. Anyway, completely blew my train of thought there. Oh, the dream. The old man was always had the dream where he was gonna do the success. He was gonna do the success. And to be fair, for a guy that never really worked a job, he was able to just conjure money It was crazy the amount of money that guy was able to make. Even though there were longer periods that sometimes of drought, basically, of just nothingness, there were years and years and years, and not just in the beginning either, like from 96, like even later in his life, even before the end of his life, like he was still pulling in money. It made no fucking sense. But people just always wanted to give him money for shit, which was awesome. But that was one really good thing that I kind of learned from him was you can dream. But the bad thing was that he never wanted to do anything else. It was like the idea, it would be like me trying to become a full-time writer right now. So if I become a full-time writer right now, I get evicted and I lose my vehicle and my kids don't eat, because that's cool, but there's no money in full-time writing, right? So I need to go work a job at the same time. And that was foreign to me. Some people watching this, you're gonna be like, well, like you're just the dumbest guy. You're probably right. But this was just how it was. And I'd seen how he lived his life, and at times, again, I'm like, oh, you don't, like, man, look, and he hated working. He hated the idea of a job. He hated the idea of, you know, the 9 to 5 that crippled him. 9 to 5s aren't terrible. You just got to have a way out. But anyway, it took so many years to like break that philosophy, and I had to break it. But my buddy was always, he knew, right? He knew where it's like you can pursue your dream, and it's going to be tough because you're probably not going to be able to pursue the dream full time. You know, it's a luxury. Not many people can roll off the couch and go, I'm going to be a full-time artist, but I'm not making any money. Or I'm going to be a full-time writer. Or I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber, a full-time Twitch streamer, right? Good luck. And some people out there are going for it, and good for you. Keep at it. Fuck what people say. But the people doing that right now, you know, the dudes will just use gaming. The guys out there putting in 10, 15-hour gaming sessions, trying to just get it going. It's like you would look on paper and be like, oh, this is amazing. He gets to play games, but good Lord, I love video games. What an exhausting job that would be. Oh my God. We'll do this here. Hold on, boys.
Take your order.
Can I get 2 large regulars?
2 large regulars?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, come on up.
So, you know, a lot of people struggle with that. He couldn't do it. He was a full-time, you know, inventor, basically. That's what he was doing. And if he wasn't inventing, he was just in a depression, because the idea of him doing anything else but, you know, living the way that he wanted to, couldn't do it, right? Couldn't do it. So, whatever. And unfortunately, that rubbed off on me, and I would fall into these great bouts of depression myself, because I was trying to live like a more normal life. Like I have a fiance and I have children and I had a job. Thank God I got a job. And then I'm looking at these hopes and dreams I got, and I would feel like a loser all the time. And then going back to the first video, you know, my buddy would be like, hey, like it might be 10, 15 years of this. Like it's just the way she goes. Right? That would cripple me. Good morning.
$2.25. You got 1 coffee.
Awesome. That's what we want. Good one. So, yeah, I really got to thank my friend for that, because his perspective, we would have like these long gaming nights, and he'd just be breaking those mental barriers down in my brain, where it's like, dude, like it sucks, man. Like you chose one of the worst possible, like, not career paths, but one of the worst things that you could do, you know. I guess it would almost be like if I rolled off the couch one day and I'm like, I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch. Like, well, good luck now. Or I'm gonna become a YouTuber, but like make $1 million off of it or something. Like, good luck, man. I hope that doesn't deter people, because that's how you do it, right? You can't have that mindset of what is it, like, you know, you're climbing the mountain or whatever, but you can't see the mountain. You gotta go through it. Whatever. But it took so long. For some people that might be common sense. For me, the old man's influence. It took many years. But lately, and I mean like really lately, probably too late, I finally woken up to these things where you need to go so far above and beyond, like where you go to work, you do your job, but your job doesn't end there because you come home and you have a family, and there's just things that requires as well, and you can't be like, it's a commitment, right? Like you need to put effort into that. And a lot of, like, it's easy not to. You got to put effort into that. You got to make sure that you're present for your partner and your children, and there's responsibilities and mundane tasks, but then you should also have a social life, so you need to go, which is sometimes tough, so you got to go maintain your friendships, you need to go do these things. You should also probably work out, you should stay healthy, of course. And then on top of all of that, there's also, hey man, let's finish a book, right? And then, hey man, let's push it out, right? You see some of these videos on YouTube where it's like this fucking idiot, he's rolling up and, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I go do all these things. It's like, where's the work happening? Where do you... That's gonna be part 3. Fuck, man. That's gonna be part 3, boys.